Do we have all of the board members present?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Before we kick off the meeting, I'm gonna turn it over to our manager of finance to go over some housekeeping rules for our meeting tonight.
Great, thank you, President Akbari. First, thumbs up if you can hear me.
Yeah, it went up. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Good evening, and on behalf of the Alameda County Water District Financing Authority Board of Directors, I would like to welcome the public's participation in this board meeting. If you are here and looking for the regular meeting of the Alameda County Water District, you're in the right place. You're just a few minutes early, and that meeting will start as scheduled at 6 o'clock immediately after this one. My name's John Wunderlich, and I serve as the ACWD Financing Authority Treasurer and as the Manager of Finance for the Alameda County Water District. Members of the public may participate in this meeting by using the Zoom app or by telephone. However, you may wish to wait to address the board until the regular ACWD board meeting, unless your comments are specific to the Financing Authority. And so with that, President Akbari, I will turn it back to you.
Great, thank you. I'm gonna ask the district secretary to take roll, please.
Sure, Directors Weed.
Here.
Gunther.
Here.
Huang.
Here.
Kite.
Here.
Sethi.
Here.
And Akbari.
Here. I'm going to ask Director Weed to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Director Weed. All right, moving on to public comments. Are there any members of the public who wish to make a comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 4.1, item 4, the consent calendar. Do I have a motion?
I will move the motion.
I'll second.
Great.
Okay.
Can we take roll call?
Sure, Directors Weed.
Aye.
Gunther.
Aye.
Huang.
Aye.
Kite.
Aye. Yes.
Sethi.
Aye.
And Akbari.
Aye. Thank you. Moving to item 5.1, information on current debt. I believe there's a short presentation, and I'm going to turn it to our manager of finance.
Great, thank you, President Akbari. And I'll ask Mr. Warren if he can advance us to that page in the agenda. But what we like to do with these meetings, which are once a year, they're supposed to be on the second Thursday of January each year. I do like to update the Financing Authority Board on the status of the district's debt. And as you can see in the chart that Mr. Warren is showing us here, actually during the past year, the bonds issued by the district in 2009 were paid off. Those were 10-year bonds. However, we still have bonds that were issued in 2012 and 2015 that are outstanding. And something I did want to point out for the board this evening, you can see toward the bottom of the chart, a 2020 payment row and a 2021 payment row. And you can see in the 2012 bonds that it steps up from 1.9 million to 3.9 million. And when the bonds were issued, that was planned to coincide with the payoff of the 2009 bonds. So as a result, our debt service payments in total are only decreasing, by a little less than $1 million, not by the full $3 million of the annual payment that was previously made on the 09 bonds. So I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention. And then the district, of course, is current on all obligations, and our debt coverage ratio was 8.7 last fiscal year, well in excess of the current board policy or debt covenant requirements. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
John Weed. First of all, a quick comment on the shift in the payments. That was called nesting at the time. And it seems to have worked out that we had kept into a constant debt service over the years. But what would be interesting is when are the current bonds, 2012 and 2015, callable?
So
Given the lower interest rates, as I recall, it was 10 years.
that's correct. So actually, next year could be a busy year for the financing authority because July 1 of 2022 is when we can refinance the 2012 bonds on a tax exempt basis. And so probably early in the next calendar year is when we would really start that process.
Thank you.
Any other questions from directors? Hearing none, I will open it up to the public. Do we have any questions from the public? Seeing none, I believe there is a motion. Is there a staff recommendation for this item?
This was informational only.
Great, okay. All right, well, with that, I will adjourn our meeting at 6:01 today.